Thank you so much. I am so grateful to be here. I really, really am. And thank you for reaching out and giving me this opportunity to come share my thoughts here on your platform. It's always such a pleasure to connect with like-minded people, and I'm so excited to dive into our discussion, especially on the topic of this grand water trine that we're presently in, and this mysterious but fascinating topic of Three Eye Atlas. While we know that there's a lot of speculation going around, the syncs we're witnessing are too hard to ignore, honestly. And I feel that the time that we're in is particularly profound, and it's hinting to a very significant shift in the world, on the world stage, and also within ourselves. I think it has a lot to do with DNA upgrades, downloads, and of course, this is for anyone who's up to, right, receiving it and calling it in. But yeah, I'm excited to really get started and touch a lot of the things that we've been already talking about in the background. And I also apologize. I just started to get sick last night, but I'm pushing through. And yeah, we're definitely going to get into this topic for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for coming on today, because I know you're not feeling that on your top form. But yeah, there's a lot to get into. We connected a few weeks ago, I think, didn't we? You gave me a brilliant tarot reading. Or
Yeah.
no, it was an astrology reading, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And
it was
yeah,
energy reading, a little bit of astrology, a
yeah,
little bit of all of it. Yeah, and the syncs were amazing as well.
yeah, yeah. So today we're going to be talking about Three Eye Atlas, astrology, tarot, etymology, alchemy, symbolism, and how it's all connected, right? You came on the round table the other day, and we're talking about Three Eye Atlas, and the whole time you were talking, I was just taking notes. My brain was like firing up. All sorts of like downloads and syncs coming through. So really looking forward to this conversation today. Where would you like to start?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so well, I did I made a little diagram only just to keep me focused, because as an air sign, as a Gemini, like my mind goes everywhere. But yeah, Three Eye Atlas is, it's very interesting because you hear a lot of people, calling Three Eye Atlas just a rock, right? And it may very well be, right? But just the thought about how dismissive it is to say that crystals or a stone is just a rock, especially to those who work with them on a much deeper level, right? I believe that there is an intelligence here. Those are my feelings. That's the message I get from spirit, that this is something that is beyond physical, and if I never get to see it, like let's say through a telescope, if I never get to see Three Eye Atlas through a telescope, which by the way, Spirit put me in touch with an astronomy club that we're going to look at it on November. But if I never get to experience that and see it for myself, um, I undoubtedly see it in these cosmic alignments, like this grand water trine that we're going to talk about, which I dubbed the Sacred Trinity. So I do have um, a chart here, a graph rather, that I would love to share if I may, just to give
Awesome.
me
Yeah, share away.
so just to give me a little bit of guidance and grounding,
Yeah.
and then anything that you want to, touch on there as well.
Yeah, well, before we start, I think it's important to mention with Three Eye Atlas, there's so many like different people's opinions on what it could be. Like fake
Yes.
alien invasion, Operation Bluebeam? Is it just a hoax? Is it actually something there? So it's really interesting to get a different take on it. That like just the alignments. I mean, even if they're in my personal view, even if there's nothing there in the sky, just us talking about something that could be there at this time, it connects so many things that, for me, whatever is out there is secondary to what is inside of us, and whatever out there is, it's certainly sparking something inside of us. When we talk about the etymology, the symbolism, and how it's all connected to this kind of new epoch, this kind of new age we're heading into, and this crossroads we're at as well with artificial intelligence and stuff. So it's certainly worth delving into.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these all of this information or these notions that it might not resonate with everyone, but for a select few, it's definitely a profound moment of awakening in the time that we're in, right? So, and like I said, if I never get to see 3 Atlas, let's say personally, that I could say, hey, I saw it for my own eyes, at least what I do see, which is undoubtedly real, is the alignments, right? As far as astrology goes. And
Yeah.
this, what I came across with this grand trine is it's just amazing. It's amazing. So the first thing, when I was ignoring the whole 3i Atlas thing. I wasn't paying attention to it until I heard that if first pass, I go, well, I heard the reports always going to first pass Mars, and then when it gets closer, it'll be in perihelion, which is behind the sun, which that's where it is now. I think it's supposed to go out, come out of perihelion anywhere in the next 2 days or so, and then on its way to Jupiter. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. See, because I'm not an astrologer, but I do study astrology and I pay attention to the energies because I'm studying it more for myself. And I always tell everyone who goes onto my show, into my vibe tribe, that when I learn about things, and I'll bring you guys along, right? So when I heard Mars and Jupiter, I was like, wait a minute. Mars and Jupiter are in a very significant zodiac right now, and we're going into a trine. So a trine is when well, let me just show it here really quickly. A trine is when three elements are lined up in 120-degree configuration here on the chart. So let me just pull that up really quick. If where are we? Oh, here we go. And then just so then the audience could get it. Okay. Do you see that there?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So this is a trine, guys, right? So we have Cancer here connecting with this, right? It's in blue, which is, it's a great aspect. And then here you have Scorpio, and then here you have Pisces. So in this is for October. I don't see that date there, the 28th, which is, oh my gosh, tomorrow, if I'm seeing that date correctly. So here presently, we have Jupiter that's in Cancer. Then of course it does say the 28th.
I can't read it, but the 28th is today.
Oh, it is today. Oh my gosh, so sorry, guys. It's
so it's a 10-10, isn't it? The 28th. 28 is a 10.
Oh
so there's, been seeing that a lot.
Call that out because that's going to show up so much. Yeah.
Also, it would be a 9-11 because the year is a 9 and the 10-10 would be an 11.
Exactly.
So, yes.
Precisely. Yeah. And then, of course, we're in Scorpio season. Then here you have the Black Moon Lilith along with Mars, which is in its house. It's very Mars rules Scorpio, so it's in its house, right? And then you have well, Mercury was there, but for now it's these that are presently in Scorpio. And then you have here Pisces. We got the North Node, you have Saturn, and then you have here Neptune, which is Neptune is the ruler of Scorpio as well. They're all in retrograde, but for the most part, this is a huge powerhouse right here. Okay, so let me stop sharing this, and then let's go along to this my cutesy little graph that I made just last night. I was like, "Ugh, let me make something visual to help guide me a little bit." So I realized that we in this trine you have like the even numbers, right? 4, 8, 12. So this grand air trine started on 1021. Now remember I said that the grand trine is 120 degrees. So there goes the 21 or the 12, or in reverse, right? 12. And it happens to be a 4 universal day on the 21st, which that's a day of building foundations and law and mercy, and also related to Jupiter. But we know that water is associated with amniotic fluid. It's associated with the mother, birth or being reborn, intuition, purification, fertility, and teleportation and portals. We know we were talking about that, right, Toby?
Yeah.
And it reveals the unknown. It shows it's a reflection of what's under, right? It's also considered to be a veil. A veil of water is also associated with blood, right? So a lot of the in these particular zodiacs, there's a tarot card associated with it, right? And that's what you see here. Now, Jupiter stationed in Cancer and is ruled by the moon, but the chariot is also associated with Cancer, right?
Do you have an image to share?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to share one? Okay.
So let's see. Which image would you like me to share? The chariot?
Yeah, the chariot, if you've got one there.
Yep. Ooh, I did have it. Give me a second.
Sure.
If you have one, but I could pull one up real quick. Now, okay, no, that's fine. I'll just talk here real quick.
Okay.
So the moon card, I'm sorry, the chariot card, the chariot card is very, at least the rider weight card, I love it. But the Thoth chariot card is very, very intriguing, because I haven't really gotten into the Thoth deck yet. Although Spirit has been on my, on my back saying, get into it. So when I looked it up, let me pull this up here, chariot. Okay, here we go. Give me a second. I'm going to pull that up. Okay, now I'm going to share. Oh, no.
So which sign was the chariot related to? Is it Cancer?
Yes.
Yeah.
The chariot card is relates to Cancer. Okay, now we'll share. We'll share here. Okay. And My computer is a little bit slow, but here we go. Let me see if they have a bigger version. I could just so here on the chariot deck,
Can't see
while
anything
I
just
was
yet.
reading, so compared to, oh no, oh, don't tell me it
It's
got
loading.
stuck.
Here we go. Okay,
Okay.
got it.
Excuse me. So then we know that the chariot card, it symbolizes a great leap forward, and especially a very balanced leap forward, like, with purpose. In the right away, you have the two sphinxes, with which is the black and the white, which is the yin, the yang. And a lot of the yin yang is also associated in these three trines, and in these three zodiacs, right? That I presented before. So it's like it represents the pursuit of purpose, and it's the driving force, the unity, that's the main theme that I felt with this grand water trine, is the unity of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, because we know that when we came down to this 3D, there's that division: the left brain, the right brain, and and the division. And I feel that this chariot, or this asteroid, or 3i atlas, is coming in to unify, to help us to unify and become, first of all, within ourselves, right? Because even doesn't matter if I always say, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or whether you're a woman, you have both energies within. The thing is that, so one is always, one is always like, more upfront, and you're more empowered in one particular energy than the other. But this is the unity. This is the coming to know yourself, and then that plays out, on in the world stage, or it does play out in astrology as well, right? So let me go back to, so then what I thought I had said before, that the veil of water also is significant of the blood. So when I read here, the chariots with the charioteer, right? If I'm saying it right, he's not leading the chariot. He is just sitting. He's placed. He's throned there, and he's holding what is called a chalice, right? And the chalice inside, that red part, it's blood. And I was like, oh, well, that is interesting. And then I said, okay, so when I think of blood, I think of DNA, and that upload and that download that I spoke about before, which is very significant as well. And the Holy Grail is also associated with Sophia chalice, because in certain texts they refer to the chalice of Sophia, and it's believed to have the spiritual elixir of the gnosis of the divine wisdom. And this is why I said that in each of in this trine, it represents going back to my little graph here. My little graph. Let me stop sharing this, and let me go back to my little graph. Here we go. Okay. So it shows here the divine feminine in Cancer, which Jupiter is stationed in right now. and Jupiter does have the number 4. Cancer is the fourth zodiac, and the symbol of Cancer does look like the number 4. And the chariot is the seventh. It has the number 7. It is the 7th major arcana, right? And then here we have also Jupiter. I'm sorry, 3i Atlas will be flying by Jupiter a couple of 100 million miles away from it, but for the most part, it's going to be for next year, March 2026, if it doesn't change course. But those are the dates that are being out there. So this is why I said that I feel that just alone in the way Jupiter is stationed in Cancer, which, by the way, Jupiter loves to be in Cancer, so this is a very positive. So this is why I'm saying it's a very positive aspect. Yes, we're going to see a lot of challenges rising, but this is a time where we're being called for courage, which I think courage, which is, or strength, which is the eighth zodiac, which is, the strength card. But we are called to be, to have strength during this time, to be able to transform and evolve, right? And spiritually evolve, rather. And so I thought that was very, very wild when I learned about the chalice, that the chariot card is the charioteer is holding. Have you ever seen or ever heard that?
No, I haven't actually. A correlation I can make between both of them, the chariot and the chalice, is they're both carriers, aren't they? Like the chariot would be something which carries someone, and then also the cup carries the water, or like the memory, or like you say, the wisdom as well. But I've not really looked too into the symbolism of the tarot. Looking at them, there's so much to pick up on though. Like I can see you've got the death card on there.
Yes.
I was looking at that the other day, and there's lots of stuff I've picked up on that. But yeah, the tarot is certainly rich, full of symbolism, and it's multi-layered as well, obviously.
Absolutely.
So it works really well. Obviously, Cancer is in June and July, so it's in sort of in between the 6th and 7th month as well, and obviously it's the 7th, the number 7 card as well. Also, number 7 would be a G, and in Freemasonry, it's the keystone. It's the middle of the arch, and an arch is an arc, as a carrier, is also relating to a doorway or a gateway. Hence, it's the keystone. And the royal arch symbol as well looks like an upside down T. It looks kind of like a trine. I'll try and share a photo of this real quick.
Okay. I'll stop sharing. Let me stop sharing.
No, it's fine. I think you can keep yours up.
Okay.
So, tab, golden arch. Here we go. Right, can you see my screen?
Let me look here.
Oh, here we go. Added it. There. Yeah, so that's the royal golden arch symbol. It looks reminds me of the trine. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's right. Exactly. And I know we spoke about before about gold and how it well, I had mentioned colloidal gold and how there's reports now by this doctor saying saying that colloidal gold eradicates nanotech in the body. But go ahead.
Wow. Yeah. So the G, or the keystone as well, is on the top of the pyramid there too, with the eye representing the all-seeing eye, and there's 13 steps as well on that pyramid. But yeah, it's like the G is like our energy and our energy, and then also it's the guides as well, like G for God, for guides, which is outside of us, like the stars above, and then inside of us as well. Both relating to water and frequency, because the stars seem to be in water, like they're light in water, which
Yes.
emit, yeah, so that they're a frequency in water which emits light, and it's the same as our DNA. Our DNA is in water, and it also emits light. So water seems to be a not a barrier, but you seem to need to go through water to be able to find the light. And the water is kind of, you can perceive it as the abyss or the dark, like the innermost cave. You're going to go down into the depths of the water to kind of find that spark, if you like. So yeah, this grand trine's been bringing up quite a lot for me, because my rising sign's 29 degrees Scorpio.
Oh,
So I
wow.
think, yeah, and I'm 26 degrees Capricorn sun sign as well. And I've heard that this water trine sort of affects earth signs too, but between 22 degrees and 29 degrees. So I've been getting hella lot of downloads and stuff.
Downloads, right? Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah,
that,
but
yeah.
it's not drip drip drip. It's like waves of like it's kind of I do like the information I'm getting, but it's just difficult to kind of collect it all and sort of organize it so it makes sense, because it makes sense to me, like deep
Right.
knowings.
Right.
I guess the G can stand for gnosis as well, I guess.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
G for gnosis, yeah. But yeah, feel free to share anything. I think
Okay.
you share your screen as well at the same time.
Okay. So you were talking about the eye on the pyramid, and um and you had mentioned about the guides, which is wild, because when I was thinking about this grand water trine and kind of diving a little bit deeper into it, when I saw Pisces, I said, oh my gosh. I was like, okay, Vesica Pisces. I was like, wait a minute, the world card is representative of the Vesica Pisces. And then I was like, let me look it up. Let me do a little bit more digging and stuff. And let me pull it up right now, and I'm gonna share. Give me a second. I wish my computer
I've
was
just
fast like my
realised
brain.
I took a photo of this sort of like old world style building in my town earlier, which is our town hall, and they've got the green man above the door. And I've just searched Keystone to share another photo, and it's coming up with the green man in all of my searches. Um, I'll let you share this first, and my mind's just blown just because I've seen like the exact photo I took today, and it's relating to the keystone, which would be Cancer. So yeah,
Oh wow!
I'll share that. I'll
All
share
right,
that shortly.
all right, awesome, awesome. So you had mentioned, right? You were talking about the eye when you were talking about the keystones, water, and I saw it here. So when I looked, I said, I know what the world card looks like. It's very, you see the guides here, or the spirit guides right here in the corner. And then when I looked at the deck, here goes the eye that you were talking about. This is why I have it in the middle of my graph, because it's just the world or the universe, the center of the universe, right? Between in this grand water trine. And then here you have the guides. And this is what caught my attention. I was like, okay, this is really interesting, because the chariot card that we were just talking about in the Thoth chariot, it has the same guides here pulling the chariot card. The chariot, in the Thoth deck. I was like, oh, that I like. Very interesting.
Yeah.
And then as well, I have pointed out to you before that she's standing on the snake, right? And we are in a snake year right now. So that's something that's also very profound, which, by the way, according to Vedic astrology, we are in a Mars year, right? And Mars is presently in Scorpio. And Mars is also 2025, according to Vedic astrology, Mars is equal to the number 9. And we are in a 9 year as well. So this is what I said, that the signs are really, really hard to ignore, that this is a very profound last quarter of the Gregorian calendar. And so that's another synchronicity that I received. And of course, this whole image, water is very connected to this image as well. But go ahead, let's see your photo. That would be interesting. I want to see that.
I'm just trying to work out how to share it to my computer. My AirDrop's not working, so I'm gonna have to go the long way and email it to myself. But what I'll do is I'll just share the other photo first.
Okay.
The one I found on the internet.
Okay, perfect.
Just for now. So there we go. That is the green man. Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, so the photo I took was pretty much exactly the same. It's kind of blown my mind, because I've walked past it a million times, and there's kind of like angels on either side of him. And it kind of, the photo I took, it kind of looks like he's got horns, like 2 little horns, like Mercury. But why this is interesting is because I view that lots of these old world buildings, like be them like Tartarian or whatever, it just seems that it's they're from a completely different age, where we're more connected to water and to the earth, because there used to be flowing water everywhere. You used to be able to drink fresh water from outside churches, and we just used to appreciate water a lot more. And I've never made a correlation between the green man and the keystone, but here it is. And he does seem to be on top of a lot of doorways where the keystone in Freemasonry would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
You shared that photo with me in Telegram, and that is very interesting. Oh, that's wild.
I can't find any decent images of that. Yeah. I'll have to share that image next time, because for some reason my AirDrop's not working. And yeah, I mean, I might try and email it to myself, but it's just a bit of a distraction doing that. So
no, I hear that's fine. I know that takes so much time. Of course, everything is important. Everything is important.
It's not so important for me to share the image I took. I'll share it next time. It's more important.
I got you.
Yeah.
So going back a little bit to the chariot, which I found, I got the picture. Yay! Hold on. Because there's a couple of things that we were touching on that I wanted to get your let's share this one instead. And then let me zoom in on him. Do you see that?
Yep. Is that the
Okay.
Philosopher's
The
Stone in the middle as well? I'm just wondering why it's red.
Oh, yeah, well that's well, from what I read, that's the representation of the blood. Or it
Okay.
could be, or it's water as well, right?
Yeah.
And there you see the four sphinxes, but there it's the bull, it's the angelic face, it's the angel, the cherub, um, the bird, the falcon, I'm not sure what it's called, and then the lion. So we know that the chariot is hold on, I'm going to move here. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, so we were talking about the world card prior to this, right? And how
Yep.
it tied the Vesica Pisces. And presently, Saturn is in Pisces right now, right? And then so the charioteer has an armor on, right? But then his helmet is brought down. The visor of his helmet is lowered, because it said that for no man may look upon his face and live. Now,
Like
that's
Medusa.
thank you, Vesica, right? So then, this is what I'm talking about. You see all of these connections just alone in this water trine,
Yeah.
and this holy grail that he's carrying, which is the blood of the waters. This is why I said, this is, I feel, why this three-eye atlas is definitely something with an upgrade with our DNA, which, by the way, very funny thing how I got sick just right before this show. And usually those are ascension symptoms. Have you felt any ascension symptoms, like ringing in your ear when you're getting these massive downloads? How are your dreams?
So I had something quite strange happen. There's a bit of echo coming on your end. I can hear myself through the mic.
Oh, give me a second. I'm not sure why that is.
Are
I'll
you on
mute
your
my.
phone?
No, I'm not. I'm on
Okay.
the laptop. I will
Yeah,
mute the
it's okay
mic. I will
now,
mute them.
I think. So yeah, I think it was, when was it? 2018, 17 maybe. I had a ringing, not a ringing. It was like there was a bumblebee in my right ear. Um, I've only ever heard one other person, one person on the podcast explaining this as well, and I really want to reach out to them because I thought I was like, I called the doctor because I thought I was getting like brain damage or something. It was like a bumblebee was in my right ear, and it kind of came and went over like an hour. It was kind of like static, like electricity. I've had one thing similar about 6 months ago, which was kind of more like static in my right ear. I occasionally get ringing slightly, but I just thought that this static was really, really strange. It was like my brain was being rewired because I'd seen Westworld not long before, so I was like, oh my god, is someone like messing with my brain in like a different reality or something? um, but yeah, so that was really strange. And then also, I think about 2 months ago, my right ear got ruptured. I blew my right eardrum. There was lots of blood in my right ear, and it was around the
Oh my
same
God.
time that I felt really connected to dragons and dragon energy and like Tiamat and dragons being cast out of our minds and stuff. And I don't really meditate. I probably should because I'm a bit like very watery all over the place. So I do need to be grounded more. It always comes up. But I wasn't meditating or anything. I was just tapping into like dragons because I work as a cleaner. I clean people's houses. And every day when I'm working. I listen to podcasts and I get lots and lots of downloads, like tons every day. And I think that what was my point? When I'm cleaning, it's a form of meditation. So I do meditate, but I don't meditate while I'm closing my eyes. I meditate while I'm moving. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting because it always seems to be my right ear, where I think that lots of my guides come from the right, which I think is my father's side,
Yes.
because I've had a
Mm.
soul retrieval journey, and
Mhm.
the shaman said that she could see a long line of ancestors over my right shoulder. So I do think that there's, when I mainly get ringing or weird noises, it's in my right ear, which is strange. But yeah.
Well, that is funny that you mentioned that, because for a while now I've been noticing a very faint ringing and in my ears. And I'm like, what's going on? And I was thinking, well, you know what? Maybe it's all of these Wi-Fi waves, because that, that could be a a reason why there's a lot of ringing in the ear. But then I asked my kids, I was like, do you guys kind of hear like a very faint, ringing? And there's no, ma, we don't hear anything. And then just, I would say, maybe 3 weeks ago, in my right ear, I hear sort of like a, it's going to sound weird, but like a Morse code. I don't know
Wow.
Morse code. And I hear, and then sometimes it stops. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And I thought the same thing as you did, because I saw Westworld a little bit as well. It's a really
Yeah.
great show. And I'm like, what the hell is that?
Well,
But I,
yeah.
was like, what? I just,
No, I was just going to say, I can't remember who's spoken about this or whether it's Vader Austin or someone similar, but I I think that if you listen to the rain, I think there may be Morse code there. Like if you knew Morse code, you could maybe decode messages that way. Like the same way as
oh,
well.
that's wild.
Yeah, I've got a video on my phone. I think it was the day after I heard Vader Austin on a podcast, and she was talking about this messenger hydroglyph, which is like a heart with 3 lines through it. I saw that on my bedroom wall when I was putting the baby to sleep, like 3.5 years ago. So, and I was trying to work out what this light on the wall was, because it was a vortex, but it looked like a heart with 3 lines either side. So 3 lines on the left, 3 lines on the right, and it was vortexing, like spinning. And I was like, wow, I know what that is. It's the messenger glyph, because Vader was talking about it yesterday. And so I made a short video of like 10 seconds, and I was trying to find where the source was, like where this water was. And I looked outside my window,
Right.
and the trampoline outside, and there was a little puddle of water. So the light of the sun was going through this little puddle of water on the trampoline, reflecting on my wall. And it was this messenger glyph. It was like this heart vortexing. It was so beautiful. And I
Wow.
think that if you know, like if you know the patterns, or you have keys, like I always talk about the keys being their side keys to our psyche, like the symbols and language. And if you understand the kind of mechanics or the magic, you can
Hmm.
communicate with source on different levels. So I think that Morse code being in the rain isn't so far off,
Oh my goodness, that's wild.
or
Yeah,
even
that's
like clicking or whatever. Like if it's a message, it's a message, and it's not for anyone else but you. So
right. Exactly. Yeah, that I've experienced that it's very faint clicking as well. And it's funny that you say rain, because it's what I listen to at night, like to kind of go to sleep, like a little bit of the rolling thunder in the background and stuff, to kind of quiet the mind. And yeah,
yeah.
it's funny that it's really, really funny that you mentioned that. Um,
So
Let,
just quickly before we move on or whatever, I just want to,
yes,
could you get the chariot card back up if you're able to?
sure, absolutely, absolutely. Let me go back.
Because yeah, there's just a couple of things which came to me while I was looking at that card.
Yep.
One of which is the never-ending story. There is, I don't know what they're based on, but the two, oh god, I can't remember what the boy's name is, but those two animals at the bottom,
Uh-huh.
yeah, those are
Atreyu.
yeah, Trey. He has to go through this gate where there's those
Yes,
two either side.
the sphinxes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are they
With the glow.
sphinxes? Is that what they are? Okay. Yeah. And it's something to do with like being seen or not being seen.
Yes.
But yeah, and also as well, obviously there's a crab on top of his head, and crabs
Yep.
also wear armor or a shell. And the crab reminds me of Scarab.
Mm-hmm.
In Scarab, there's crab there, and scarabs are representative of rebirth. And also, crabs move from water to land. They're not just water or land. So
Exactly.
that would be to do with like crossing dimensions, I guess, as well. Um, and I'm not really sure what their armor represents, but it could tie it into, I don't know, what does the armor represent for you? What do you?
So I didn't read too much up on the armor, but what
Yeah.
definitely stood out was the helmet, which by the way, when I read that, that the
Mm,
reason why, that the helmet is lowered because no man could look upon this charioteer's face and live, I thought of
mm,
what you were talking about, Narcissus, and the reflection in the water for some reason. I don't know why.
right.
But yeah, and that whole story. But
That is very interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
and then yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
No, it's just armor reminds me of amour, which is French for love. And
Mm.
I was saying to this the other day to my partner, because we like always have fun like messing around with words and stuff. And I was like, oh, armor's very similar to amour, and obviously armor protects you. And then I was like, so does a high frequency like love. If you're in fear, you're more likely to get sick, and your armor or your aura is going to be weakened if you're in fear. Whereas if you're in a higher vibration like love, you've got better armor.
Right, exactly. Oh, I like that. I
Yeah.
really like that analogy. That's dope. Which by the way, um it Cancer, the moon rules Cancer, right? So we have the number 7, which is the give me a second, which is this chariot card. That's what I was aiming to, which is this chariot card. But I also tied the high priestess to Cancer, because you have in this diagram that I was just showing. Give me a second. In my diagram,
Yeah, just while you're doing that, I'll just quickly mention that obviously Cancer is in the 6th and the 7th month, and this is the 7th tarot card, but the number 6 in Hebrew looks like a number 7. The number 6
oh
in Hebrew is
wow.
number 7, so yeah, I just find that quite interesting.
Oh, that's wild. That's wild. So I had tied the high priestess to the Cancer group of my of my diagram here, because if you look down in Pisces, she's associated, the Hierophant is also associated with Pisces. right? And the Hierophant is the divine feminine, Isis. I put noon there because it is noon, right? Um, and I'll get to that in a second. And the Hierophant is also representative of Hecate and also Diana. So that was thought immediately Princess Diana, right? And when I look, I said, oh my gosh, let me run numbers. She is a 7. She's a Cancer. And she's a 7. She's a 7 life path as well. And no wonder I loved her, because she was born in the year of the ox. And she happened to die in the year of the ox as well.
Wow.
So, which is the reason why I put the high priestess also, the Thoth high priestess in my Cancer section there. I'm sorry. Did you want to add something?
Yeah, I just would you put with, because I don't really know too much about the Hierophant card, would you put with those as well Persephone and Inanna? Is it to do with going into the underworld at all, the Hierophant card? Or is it more the moon?
The underworld. The underworld.
It's just because I always associate Hecate sort of with the underworld or liminal spaces.
Really?
And
Okay.
Diana died in a tunnel. Like she died under, like she didn't die
Oh
above
my.
ground, she died underground. So it was very symbolic. And also there's a film that came out a couple of years ago called Damsel. And it's about the black nobility sacrificing princess to the mother of dragons, to a dragon. And
Really?
the date, the numerology, I bounced down, what's the word? The smallest number you can make for the date the film came out is the same as the day Diana died, just because there's a crossover there with sacrificing a princess to this kind of dragon or whatever, and the story of that film is very similar to the story of Diana being sacrificed. I've got some notes somewhere on
Oh
that,
wow.
but yeah, I was just watching
Oh
it. I
wow.
was just thinking they're sort of telling us in plain sight. Oh, and also at the same time, why I looked into it, because I never look into stuff if it's only dual. I always do it when it's threefold, because then I know it's legit.
Right.
It's not this or that. It pings all ways. So at the same time, Kate Middleton, who would be the current princess, went missing.
Yeah.
And I remember all of the
Oh,
dates like lining up, and it was to do with these AI pictures came out and stuff, and I was like, have they just sacrificed another princess? And it was like, while this film Damsel came out, this princess went missing, and then it also ties into Diana dying as well. But yeah, sorry, a
what?
bit of a side weave there, but yeah.
No. That's amazing that you mentioned that, because then it'll take me here now to Scorpio, because we haven't even touched on Scorpio, right? So,
Yeah.
so like I said, the sun is in Scorpio, Mars, the black moon Lilith, as well as Mercury, right? Um, the DM is very, very strong. Now, the DM energy is very strong here, in Scorpio presently, and as well as Osiris, because of the death card. The death card, of course, is the 13th, which reduces to 4, right? We know that we see that 4 is significant in this trine as well. And then I had gone into, was reading into the death card in the Thoth deck. Let me see if I could pull that up very quickly, which I found super, super interesting. I'm like, Moon, why didn't you get into this stuff earlier? And I was like, well, I don't know. I'm busy. I'm busy. Okay, let me see. It has to be around here. Do I have him
I've
around
got a
here?
picture if you want me to pull it up.
Oh, yes, please do. The death card, the Thoth death card.
There you
Yes.
go. Is this the right one?
Let's see. Do I have to stop sharing, or you
Oh,
could do
hang on.
that?
Sorry, I think I forgot to add it
No,
to the
that's
stage. Yeah, you've got to stop sharing, I think.
okay. Let me stop sharing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
okay.
figured. We'll figure it out.
Got it. There we go. Is that the right
Okay.
one?
Let me see. Let me just check. I need to get back into the screen. That is the right. Or wait, the thoth is this one
Ah,
right here. Yeah. So, uh, how can I get it here? Oh, okay. I could get it. Well, you could download it if you could download it. And then save it to your. Let's see. You could do it the fastest.
okay.
That's fine.
Right. Let me know when you've got it.
Let's see. Yeah, no worries. I'll get it. I just
Okay.
wish my laptop was a little faster. All right. So when I was looking at it and I was reading into it, I saw a lot of interesting connections and the story and the whole story, right? And am I saying do I have the story right? With
What's
him
that?
being chopped up how many times?
Oh, Osiris
With
into
Osiris and
yeah.
Set?
So I think 14 pieces, but the 14th piece was his phallus, and Isis created Horus,
Yes.
the son, the child, without the divine spark. So that's kind of the story of Sophia and the Demiurge as well.
There you go. Right. Exactly. Exactly. So check this out. What Spirit have revealed to me just in that little bit of time that I looked into it. So let me just pull it up now. I have it now. Let's go to recent. Uh, look at it. Oh, come on. It's in here. Oh, here we go. Just be patient. All right. And let me share this here. Let me go here and I'll share it. All right. So
Yeah, the number
share the
13 has been
screen.
a big number for me recently. The 13
Yeah.
seems, yeah, seems
Oh, we're
to have
coming up on
been like,
Halloween, which is first. Uh-huh.
what's that?
I said, well, we're coming up on Halloween, the 31st, and that's the reverse
Oh
of
yeah,
13.
do you know what? I never even clocked that. That's great.
10:31. Okay, so we have it. It's a little blurry, but it's okay. So as the second I saw this, and I'm gonna tell you exactly, right, what I see, right? So before even really getting into the whole story of Osiris and Set and all of that stuff. So first of all, I'm like, okay, you have here a skeleton, and this rod right here immediately looks like his phallus, right?
Mm.
But then I read into it, and it is representative of his phallus. I had no idea. And then you have the bubbles here, right? These are bubbles coming up, right? So you have the scythe, the death, splitting one person's head off, and then them being reborn, and then people like in water to semen as well. So these bubbles as well
Mm.
going up, being born. So it was like the death of Osiris, and then him being reborn, right? This is his crown as well. Here you have the eagle, which is representative of a guardian angel, if I'm not mistaken. But we have to start from down here, right? Here you have the scorpion, which is the death card is representative of Scorpio, You also have the snake, just like you do in the world card. And then you have Noon, the fish here, who supposedly swallowed his phallus, which is why it was never found. Okay. So then I found that to be very interesting. Why? Because in Pisces, so this is who is the ruler, who is which planet is associated with the death card? It is Saturn, right? So then if you go, so Saturn is right now in Pisces. Pisces is the Vestica Pisces, the female. Let me pull up that card. That I know I have. I already downloaded. I know I forgot to download some stuff, but it's fine. It's fine. Let me go here. Actually, I'll pull up my graph better because I have everything there. I knew that was going to come in useful. I knew that was going to come in useful. So let me get this one here. So this is, you see, and this goes back to what I was saying about the energy of the unity between the divine feminine and the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Because if you see here, did I pull up? Do you see it on screen?
Yep.
My graph. Okay, perfect. Let me go here. So we were just talking about. Hold on.
Could you zoom in a little bit?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, that's exactly
Awesome.
what I'm gonna do. Okay, so we were just talking about here the death card, right? And how it is associated with Saturn, and Saturn here. Saturn is in Pisces, which, by the way, they in when I was studying about the death card in the thoth deck. Oh, that's a little too zoomy. My bad. So you see the shape here of his legs? Do you see his shape here of his legs?
We can just see the graph that you created. If you zoom in a bit.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, are you trying to get the Rider-Waite one up?
Yes, but it's okay. The shape of his legs is.
It would be good if you did.
The shape of his legs.
Do you know? I'll share it. Sorry, I'll get it up.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. The shape of his legs is also the shape of Saturn, the symbol of Saturn, which is very interesting. But anyway, so if you go into so since Saturn is in Pisces, Pisces is associated with the Vesica Pisces or the fish, right? I was like, well, there you go, Noon. And then at the same time, I'm like, well, there goes Saturn, Osiris, which is which the high priestess is also Isis. That's why I put Isis and Noon. And this is the unity, is like he's coming, like Isis, is pointing or has the fish, and the fish is going to rejoin the phallus with Osiris, so then they could come together, which is also I think it's representative also of a DNA, like this whole DNA upgrade, or a coming together, the energy of unity between the whole divine masculine and the whole divine feminine. So I just thought that was very interesting, and I made that connection. Which, by the way, Pisces Vesica is also associated, I put there, with the Christ, and the Christ is 33. So you have 12, which is 3, and 21, which is also the Pisces Vesica is the world card, and that's also 3 as well.
That the Vesica Pisces in the middle there also looks like an eye too.
Yep.
So you have the eye of Horus being the child in the middle. Yep. Did you say as well that what was happening on December the 12th? Because there you have a 33. December's obviously a 12, which is a 3, and then 21 is a 3. It's
actually the 21st, which is the winter solstice.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, the winter solstice is on 12/21, which, by the way, there's a planetary parade with all of these planets that are present right now in this trine, along with Mercury and Pluto, I think. But there is a huge parade going on the 21st in the winter solstice. And then you also have, remember, on the 24th is the whole, what do you call that? The Orion, the whole Orion belt, the Sirius and the Orion belt that is on the horizon for the 24th.
Three wise men.
Yeah, there you go. The three wise men, which, by the way, that camel, there's a little camel in the high priestess and the high priestess card. There's a little camel on the bottom, which I was like, oh, okay. That's like the three kings right there for the 24th, where Sirius, which, by the way, I don't know if you've ever heard of Judy K. King.
No, I haven't.
Okay, Judy K. King. Let's get my notes here. I have her book, but I want to just make sure I'm quoting things correctly. Judy K. King, she published a book called Ay Dios mío, give me a second. Yeah, okay. So she published a book that's called The Isis Thesis. I don't have it in front of me right now. So the Isis Thesis and The Road from Orion, where she does a huge deep dive into ancient texts and artifacts and symbolism, and how, all of the Egyptians were all into quantum physics, quantum mechanics, DNA. They're in how they were all into where there's the symbols and everything. Even Thoth, and his staff shows genetic immortality and things like that, and how she talks about the afterlife and hacks, and how to through meditation, how you're able to use these certain portals to be able to transcend and things like that. And she specifically talks about a meditation that you could do while looking and thinking upon the Orion belt while it's on the horizon. And supposedly you could use that as a portal. And it shows also, she found in her studies that the Egyptians, know about and have done it and stuff like that. So yeah, that was wild.
My son's called Orion. I named him after Orion's belt, but I changed the spelling, so it's Orien.
Oh,
And I found out as well, Ori means light, like aura, Ori means light, and so Orion, sorry, not Orion, Orion would be Orian or Oriin. So it's there's a coding there of inner light, and I think Orion's belt is the furthest part of the universe that we could see, apparently.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Well, there's
And
certain. Go ahead.
It's just interesting that the world card and the universe card are very similar, both with the snake wrapped around them, and the other stuff we talked about too, because it's like the universe, and like it's like the world is the universe. Like there's kind of an overlapping here of the story that's happening above in the stars and the story down here. It seems that there's like lots of myths which are being played out right now, like the story of the two brothers or the twins, like Ahura Mazda and Ahriman, being birthed from cosmic time. It's like right now we're sort of something's being birthed, and it's interesting that Pisces is in Saturn, because Saturn is like it's the yin yang of time. It's not Chronos, it's not Kairos, it's just potential. And we perceive everything through time and space and density, which Saturn rules. So Saturn's a very powerful planet, and it's very interesting that the Pisces, or the yin yang, is in Saturn right now, because that's the kind of polarities. It could be this or it could be that. And I think that it's very important that people tap into this kind of the more Kairos side of Saturn rather than the Chronos, because the powers that be certainly use Saturn. That's why the Saturn symbolism in everything. Like here in the UK, 90% of car makes have a Saturn symbol for their have a Saturn symbol. Like BMW is a timer. Nissan looks exactly like Saturn, and I think it's a very powerful energy, and I think that people need to tap into it rather than kind of thinking that it's death, and that like death in a negative sense. That is
Right.
death is just transformation. I think Saturn is to do very powerful transformations. So yeah, it's very interesting that like it's related to Pisces and the Christ, and just this is making so much sense. Like this graph, like lots of stuff I've been researching since around June or July, I think, to do with these two brothers, the twins, like us going from a year 9 to a 10 or an X next year, and how crucial the time is that we're in right now. It's kind of like something is being birthed, and it's birthed from our consciousness. Like whatever we perceive will kind of come into reality, and it seems that the powers that be are trying to birth this artificial AI, this kind of Aura Man, this thing that wants to be matter or be the mother, and yeah, it's very interesting. It ties in lots of stuff I've been researching. So yeah.
No, I absolutely love that, because you're right. There is always the opposite. Just like you're saying, they developed AI, but it's all um, like the bastard, the bastard of creation, in a sense, right? But it's all to invert things, and
Yeah.
and but then at the same time, I was asking myself, um could this be, these synchronicities and three eye atlas, all of this going on, could it also be a sign of protection? Because you see the chaos that's going on in this world, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a time to shut things out, but I think it's a huge time of awareness, because we do have to take up measures within ourselves and within our energies to protect ourselves as well, because I think that's exactly what they're sensing. They're sensing that they know that they're being exposed, which is all of this unearthing that's going on, especially in Mexico and in Peru, with all of this unearthing of these crazy ancient alien artifacts. And they know we're finding the truth, and so I feel that they want to move even faster. They want to lock us down even faster to prevent us from waking up, right?
Yeah.
For us tapping into our power, because once we tap into our power, right, and we figure out on how to use this water energy, this portal, this form of transportation to get out of here and to the truth, it's over for them. It's over for them.
Can I just share the Rider Waite death card?
Yes. Oh my gosh. course, let me stop sharing here. Yep, here we go.
Okay. Is that working? There we go. Just trying to work out how to get that a bit bigger. Is that better?
Let me see.
There we go. Yeah. So yeah, with this, it's obviously a number 8, which is related to Saturn, and as well with the symbol, it looks like a Tudor rose. Right in the middle, it reminds me of a pomegranate. In the center of a pomegranate, which is to do with Persephone going into the underworld, and that is the fruit of the tree of good and evil as well. Because there's a crossover with Persephone going into the underworld and Eve going into the underworld, the subconscious, the forbidden realms, where the truth is hidden. That's what the story of Adam and Eve is, I believe. Is they were in the subconscious, and it was about being revealed. But with the rose there, it's got 5 5s in it. So just outside the pomegranate, there's 5 like leaves or whatever. Then there's another 5 leaves, and then there's 5 feathers. So 5, 5, and 5 is 15. So you've got number 6 in the middle, which is related to Saturn also, obviously being the sixth planet, and the 6 being the hex, as above, so below, which is very much to do with Saturn as well. And the guy, Death, is riding the white horse. And
oh my God.
Yeah, the white horse is Pegasus, I believe. And we're sort of, if you look at Revelations and the four horsemen,
Oh my gosh.
the white horse is now, and then the red horse would be the fire horse in February. And that's as far as I've got with that. But here in the UK, we had Operation Pegasus in July the 7th. So a 7-7, as above, so below. GG. That started in July, and it was they wrote it in July, sorry, and it was set to start in September. And then on the 7th of September, or the 16th of September, can't remember, but it's a 7-7 anyway, because Sept should be the 7th month. Sept is a number 7, even though it's the 9th month. Let's forget that. It's another 7-7. We had an emergency alert here in the UK of any severe weather or terrorism or whatever. So we had that kind of fear frequency playing out there. And it seems that when I'm looking into this Pegasus myth and sort of this white horse is guiding me, that there's a story of Bellerophon slaying the Chimera, and which was a dragon, a goat, and a snake, all of which have been demonized and cast out of our minds. And Bellerophon rode Pegasus, and Pegasus means freedom. Pegasus was free, and he was kind of Mercury, messenger of the gods, went between Mount Olympus and the earth. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this white horse that Death rides seems to be this kind of Mercury or messenger of the gods that goes as above and so below. It goes up and it goes down. And also you have Saint George, who slayed the dragon, who rides a white horse. And it's just this white horse is no coincidence that it's been popping up a lot for me, because it ties into Tartaria as well, because the Tartarian flag was a black dragon. And in the middle of the it's a Russian flag. I'm going to try and find this, but my notes and stuff my screenshots are so unorganized. Anyway, in the middle of this Russian flag, I'll try and find it. There is this guy on this white horse slaying this dragon. And I think that this kind of dragon energy that this being on this white horse slays is our dragon energy, which protects our gold. And I think that I'm sort of rambling here. I've gone off on a long side weave, But yeah, it's just interesting, the symbolism of this white horse, because there's a lot to be said about that now, as well as between September and December. The Pegasus constellation is most visible. So this kind of ties to the three-eye atlas and the messenger of the gods and Saturn and the bringer of death, because we're told that this could be an alien invasion. Some people have some fear about this three-eye atlas. You can look at three-eye atlas as what did I write down?
Hello. Think I lost your audio. Think you lost your audio. Is it me? Oh, geez, I hope it's not me. All right, I see you're going to go out and come back in. I see. Luckily, we're not live. Luckily, we're not live. You should be able to just, I think you should be able to just jump in. Unless your device, unless the battery on your device died. My goodness. And of course, it has to cut off, right? When you're getting into the horse and biblical quotes and things like that, right? Very interesting. Let me see if I can reach out to you through Telegram.
I don't seem to have any internet, even though I've got 4 bars. I really hope that recording is saved, though. I really hope it's saved. Can you hear me? Right, I'm back.
Okay, I can hear you now.
That's really weird. My Wi-Fi had full bars, but it just stopped working. So I've hotspot my phone.
Yeah, we got to create. We have to have like all the hacks. We have to know all the hacks. So, so you just want me to get into what, right after, or just finish your thought and then I'll jump in and tell you exactly,
well, the
the
thing is,
download that I got.
I started talking about the death card and the white horse, and then I started going down a little tangent and started forgetting why I brought it up. And then I realized that the Pegasus constellation is in the sky right now. And then that brought me back to the 3-eye atlas and Pegasus being the messenger of the gods, like a Mercury. But then there's the two twins as well, and this ties into the chariot card and the and Medusa and what did you say the veil mentioned? Because Medusa had two twins. Not many people know about this, but Medusa had two twins. So when Perseus cut her neck, yes, and her twin. I'm not sure if you've seen the Minecraft movie, but the twin to Pegasus was called Chrysaor, and it was a boar. And in Minecraft movies, there's a boar which wants to come into this realm via the Tesseract cube or the blue cube, and it's called Malgosia. And Malgosia means the evil farmer. Like AI is farming our data and wants to come into this realm. So
oh my god!
Yeah, I'll let you do your weave. But yeah, there's just so many syncs. Like the twins pop up all the time for me. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's wild. All right, so let me just do this quick because we'll definitely do a part 2 because there's so much here, and there's still so much left to the quarter of this year, which things are really boiling to something just it's wild. It's wild. Okay, so let me put the death card back up here. I just had it. Where are you? Oh, come on. I just had you. All right. It decided to disappear. Okay. Are you able to put the death card up on your end? No, no, no. That's right. Okay, okay. Oh, here we go. I got it. I got it.
You got it. All right.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So, so you were talking about when the second you mentioned the horse, of course, everything that we have mentioned before, the yin, the yang, right? You got the white of the horse, you got the black armor of the rider. You also the banner is also black and white, which by the way, the banner also represents the harvest. And this is exactly the time that we're in right now, is during the harvest time, Scorpio season. And then of course, you have the death card is related to Scorpio. So I was looking at all of the images, the different images to the death card. And when you said the twins, of course, because you have the two towers in the back. The two towers are also in the moon card, right? That's in that I had put on my graph in for Pisces, because that has Anubis, the two towers with Anubis there as well. But then if you look here, I was looking, you see the bishop. Are you able to pull it up? I should be sharing this. Oh yeah, okay, I'm sharing it. So we were talking about, right, I'm looking at the bishop here, and of course, death is, and you have the child here that are the one child that's looking at the writer, which they're accepting of it, and the other is looking away, not accepting. So that's duality as well. There's going to be people that are going to accept this shift that we're talking about, and others that are just going to turn their heads away from it, right? Then you want to hear something very interesting. So you see the bishop right here. Or he's good, or supposedly he's a hierophant. He represents a hierophant. But here, on October 15th of this year, the new Pope, Pope Leo, right, was given a gift by, I think, Poland, right? You want to take a wild guess what the gift was?
A white horse.
There you go. He was given a white horse as a gift on the 15th of October.
Wow.
So this just happened. Okay. So you see the hierophant here accepting, or with his hands out towards the horse. Yep. The horse's name is called Proton, right? Which, by the way, I'm a crypto girl. Huh? I'm sorry?
No, don't worry. It sounds like a transformer or something. Proton. A weird name for a horse.
So I'm a crypto girl, and I do shows. Shout out to Ronan, because we talk a lot about crypto and everything, and he always has amazing guests on there. There is a crypto that's very closely associated with the Vatican, for somehow there is some ties, and it's called Proton. The ticker is XPR, not XRP, but XPR. So for anyone who kind of wishes to make some good money, invest in that now, because it's hella cheap. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, so the bishop was just given recently a white horse, right? Then going into the quotes that you said, the biblical quotes, I wrote that here as well. It's Revelation 6 verses 2-8 that speaks of all the horses. So it begins with the white horse, just as you said, right? It says, behold, I saw a white horse. He sat on him, had a bow and a crown, and was given to him, and went forth conquering and to conquer. But then it's also, remember, white is also considered to be pale, a pale horse. Yeah. And that's the last one. That's verse 8. It says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse with his name that sat on him was Death. Are we not looking at the Death card? And hell followed him. You just mentioning hell. Who went to hell? Adam and Eve, right? That allegory. And power was given unto him over the fourth part. We're talking about fours. Four is very significant, especially with the chariot, the four spokes of the posts of the chariot card as well. Okay, given the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with beasts of the earth. So this is why there's a lot of fear of what's going on with 3i Atlas. Okay, in some terms, but then at the same time, there is chaos that is going to happen, which I had mentioned at the beginning of the show, but we are called on to courage to not fear, because this is the change that's happening within. We all have to change. There has to be a death. Death is coming in any way, shape, or form. But then that's why you see the sun between the two towers, because that's a whole new that's rebirth, right? And for 2026, according to Vedic astrology, the sun is influencing 2026.
Sorry,
right?
you cut out there for like 30 seconds, but it might have just been me. So
okay, what did you last hear? Do you remember what you last heard?
No, it was about 30 seconds ago. I'm not sure how this recording works. I'm not sure if it's recorded on your end as well. So it might have just been me that was just not around for like the last 30 seconds.
Okay. All right. So
Maybe just
so
go back over it if you're able
okay.
to.
Okay, yeah. So the white horse is also considered to be the pale horse. Did you hear that?
Yep, heard that bit.
Okay.
It was about
And,
Three Eye Atlas and the fear behind it.
oh, okay. So right. So that's why that there's a lot of fear behind Three Eye Atlas, because there's because first of all, what they hear in the scriptures, but this is change. Change is it's going to get chaotic. There's chaos going to happen within and chaos that's going to happen without. And this is why this grand water trine here is showing us it's a reflection. The water is a reflection, right? And but then it's also empowering, and it's also to like in baptism, we go in and we come out new, right? And then so the revelation, when I saw that, I don't know, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm just going to put it out there. Okay. For some reason, I got a vision that we're going to hear about a king dying, possibly maybe for Scorpio season. I don't know.
That is interesting.
Anywhere, or it could happen anywhere within from here to December while this water trine is active. Mid-December is Sagittarius season. Okay. Sag is the number 9, the 9th zodiac, and it is a fire sign. It the Sagittarius is yes, Sagittarius is fire sign, and so is Mars. We're still in a Mars year. Mars is fiery, although it rules over Scorpio or water sign, but it's still fire. So I just put that out there. We might hear the death of a king. I don't know. Let's see what happens. But I don't wish death on anybody.
Yeah. Well, I do. But no, I'm not condoning for the death of anyone, because
right, me neither.
What I understand of demons is that if you slay the vessel, they just move to somebody else.
Exactly.
So it's irrelevant if they die. So why this is interesting is because Prince William, who looks much like Rothschild, I can't remember which one of them is alive. Apparently it's his son, and that's why Diana was killed.
Oh my gosh.
Because he looks exactly like Rothschild, and the Rothschilds claim to be of the line of Nimrod. And in 2022, there was the Commonwealth Games here in Birmingham, UK. And it was a massive ritual, as they always are, these games. And there was this bull brought out with people in chains, and people gave their divine spark to this bull. And it was the Tower of Babel collapsing and being rebuilt. And why I find this interesting is because all of the stories of the twins have been speaking to me recently. And the story of Rebecca, which I view as Re, Bar, and Ka, like going back to the Kaaba, this cube, or Saturn birthing the twins. She gave birth to Esau and oh my God, who was that? Jacob. Now Esau was known as the hairy one. Now Harry means savior.
Yes.
So Esau would have been the savior, and Esau was supposed to be.
Oh shit! And the redhead. Esau also
the redhead. So I relate him to kind of Atlantean or Celtic peoples. But yeah, he had red hair anyway. But Jacob, who founded Israel, he's deceived. So he would be Ahriman, the deceiver. He deceived Esau out of his birthright. Something to do with a bowl of soup. But I see this happening in Palestine now. with Ahriman, the Ahrimanic force, which is ruling over the rulers of Israel, because the Palestinians are being starved out of their birthright, literally. And it was all to do, this whole story is like happening now. It's quite difficult to explain just very briefly, but the story of the two twins echoes down every story of the two twins. And it's like Rebecca is re-bar car, going back to the bar and the car, the union of opposites, or the masculine and the feminine, or Saturn, the Kaaba, the black cube. And then Esau would have been the younger brother, I think, and then Jacob was the older brother, and one was grabbing one by the head, the other was grabbing one by the heel, which is kind of similar to the Ouroboros as well, or Pisces too. And this energy is happening right now, with where one brother is trying to deceive the other. Like, one is the trickster. So Esau tricked his older brother by saying, "Oh yeah, I'll sell my birthright," and he wasn't going to. So one's the trickster, and the other is the deceiver. And now this is Enlil and Enki as well, because Enki is more like a trickster archetype, like a Mercury, and Enlil is more of the kind of deceiver, or like this kind of Ahriman, like arrogance. One is the snake, Esau, and one is the eagle, Jacob. And then obviously Israel fly, or Mossad fly the banner of the eagle, and that's war and empire, and that relates. Sorry, long weave goes back to the king, because the state of Israel was founded in 1918 or 1948. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because I believe that the Antichrist isn't one singular person, it's just an energy. But I really think that Prince William, when he comes into power, and when J.D. Vance takes over Trump, J.D. Vance just screams to me, "Just advance." And
Wow.
I think that when those two come into power, they're both younger. They're both much younger than the other two. I think that there will be a great shift. But this isn't necessarily just a negative, that they're going to just advance their dominion over us or whatever. This is just kind of energies that are happening, and perhaps they will, and there's nothing we can do about it. All we can do is just shine our light that much brighter that others pick up on it and do the same. And that if we all do that, maybe this is the split, the great divide. There'll be one world which people don't mind being ruled by a king, and then the other world will be ours, where we will be the kings and queens of our own world and govern our own reality. So sorry, there's a long weave there.
No, you ended it beautifully. That was absolutely beautiful. And I think that's, let me just close it off with this. First, I'm extremely grateful for having this conversation with you. The weaves were unbelievable, and we're definitely on to something, and like I said, it's not for everyone. It's just for the few.
Yeah.
But these are definitely profound times, and I think the real message here is one, right? If one points towards unification of, like we were talking about, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, because that's where our power comes from, in that unity, right? And spiritually, emotionally, physically, and I think that's something that we need to work towards too. Love, peace, and grace, and the question. The other thing is never finding out, continuing to discover who we are, because that's what we're here to do, to find out who we are. Know thyself. That's the message we always say, is know thyself. And when these things specifically talk to us, it's because these are the breadcrumbs that we've left ourselves, so then we could find our way back to our higher self. And but thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shinobi. I'm extremely grateful. It was a great weave.
Yeah,
I wish you
thanks
so many
for coming on.
blessings to you and your family. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a great chat. Maybe next time we can get into the sort of the transition from a number 9 year to a number 10, which
Yes.
itself is 19, which is AI 1 and
Mhm.
9. And then we could talk about AI, like the artificial and the ancient, the third eye as well, tying into third eye atlas, 3-eye atlas, the Christ, because Christ died on the cross, or the X, which, death just means to change, to transmute, change form. And then the twins as well, the story of the twins and the polarities, and just the union of opposite, because I think that's really important, is that we kind of connect the opposites. So divide, dissolve, separate, so that we can kind of see things clearer, so we can connect them back again.
Mhm.
And because we're at a crossroads for crossroads, like one yuga to another,
Yes.
one completion year as well.
Mhm.
It does really seem that, I mean, it's a very crucial time to be alive here, and
Yeah.
lots of mystery is being revealed. And
Mhm.
I really think I personally chose to be here at this time, and so have many others as well. And sharing this information is great, because sometimes people will hear, just because I look at it as not planting seeds, because the seed is already there, and that's our pineal. What a seed needs to grow is it needs to be buried in the dark. It needs to go into the dark, which is fine. People have been in the dark for a long time. What the seed needs is it needs some water, like memory,
Yes.
feminine, and then it needs light as well, the masculine. So it needs both, a balance of a bit of water and a bit of light to grow. So that's what we're doing, is we're just shedding a bit of light on the situation, and sprinkling a bit of water, bit of memory via symbolism and language and stuff. And so it's been a great conversation today.
Absolutely. That beautiful transformation. Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that beautiful transformation. And I'm sorry, I'd liken it from I feel that we're shifting. It's a hard shift. It's very hard, it's very difficult. Shifting from the 3D to the 5D. That's that fight between the siblings right there in between, until we shift to the other side. The old world falling away into our own new world, whatever our reality wants to make it make
Yeah,
it make it
it's
be.
it also it fits with the age of Aquarius as well, because
Yeah,
Aquarius is the water sign, but the air, the it's an air sign but a water bearer. So the air is the mind, is a more masculine, and then the water is the feminine. So there needs to
that's
kind
right.
of be a balance. Obviously, in air there is water, and in water there is air,
Yeah,
as
that's
within,
right.
so without. So
Without
yeah. All
beautiful.
right, Mooney. Or Moonfeather. Where can people reach you? What's your YouTube and Insta?
Okay, so my Instagram is Moonfeatherrising, very simple, and as well as my YouTube is the Mooniverse, and you'll see my picture on there. And yeah, definitely, reach out, hit me on
Awesome.
my DM, available. Thank you so much, Shinobi. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.
Cool. Take care. See ya.
Okay, you too. Bye bye.